We need to change our mindset. It will take, I don't know how many generations. Because for those who are still dreaming or who have that kind of mindset that Africa can unite, but we still have people with this kind of thinking. You think like this, but there are those who think they can unite Africa. I think it's a long way to go. But I will tell you this, it is difficult, like boiling a stone to mash for Congo to divide. But it's more easier for Congo to divide than uniting Africa. Because if we still have people with boundaries in their head, boundaries in all their reasoning, they have boundaries. When you talk about this, they see the boundary. Imagine, I repeat people, like Zulu with all this civilization that we heard about you, how you tried to fight imperialists, but you are the same people now chasing away fellow Africans, you know. In Uganda, we know that we have tribes that are lazy. We know them by their laziness. And it is the same. Everyone that has been in South Africa knows very well that Zulu people are lazy people. There are jobs that they cannot do. There are certain jobs that Zulu people can't do. But we, the Bachiga people from Uganda, we can do everything as long as we can earn money. And that job that you don't want to do, we come and our people come there to do those jobs. And we're chasing them away. Look, if we still have this kind of mentality, this kind of reasoning, how are we going to unite Africa? How? Imagine you wake up early in the morning, you brush, you have breakfast, and you walk on the street chasing your fellow African. And yet you know who took your wealth. And yet you know who kept you in that bad condition you are in. And yet you know, Zulu people you know people who have kept you in that rotting poverty. You know them. They are not Ghanaians, they are not Ugandans, they are not Nigerians. You know them. You know people who hold 80% of your land. You know them. Hmm? Tribes that are in Zimbabwe and the same tribes are in Mozambique, that the same tribes are in South Africa. And these people can't betray each other. They speak the same language. It may be different in dialects, but it is the same in everything. From the tribe, from the norms, from the beliefs, from the traditions, from the culture. But because of the mindset boundaries, you are now chasing everyone. You are not an African, South African. South African, African. Please. No. It could be other tribes behaving the way, but not Zulu people. No. Hmm? Let them be San people, Bushmen, but not Zulu. And this is also, it's the same here in Uganda. Recently, someone was appointed as a minister by the president. Instead of talking about the capability, instead of talking about what can he contribute, now they are looking at the skin, they are looking at the color, they are looking at the ethnicity. What's that? Someone is a Rwandese, a Rwandan, either born or raised in Uganda. He is a Ugandan. After all, he's an African. Apart from telling you that he's a Rwandese, how can you distinguish him from the rest if you're all walking on the street? Some of you think that the way person looks like, that's why you can now categorize this one belongs to this tribe. But in a real sense, sometimes people categorize Iteset and think he's a Rwanda or he's a Munyankore. But someone is an Iteset. Because these people look like, Iteset look like Bahima. Iteset look like Banyarwanda. If he doesn't talk, you can't know. Hmm? This kind of thinking that everyone we are in this is our like Sanja. This man is an Indian. Instead of if you think he's an Indian by the skin, maybe by the origin of his parents. But before blaming Mr. Museveni for appointing him, why not blaming the people of Tororo? If the people of Tororo said this is we have voted for him, now who are you saying you know? And they started discriminating that this man is an Indian. They have been he was appointed as Minister of Trade, right? Meaning this is business. So they have put him in an industry, in a ministry that he understands better. Let's look at the person. Is this person capable? Because like Dr. Muganga, he is a chancellor at Victoria University. And I have never heard that he's not performing well or Victoria University is not doing well. Because why? Maybe he's doing a good job and that's why Museveni liked him and appointed him. Because he has a capacity to deliver. If someone has capacity to deliver, why don't we look at the side of service delivery than ethnicity? What do you want? You want a Manyarwanda who delivers or you want a Ugandan who will not deliver? You want an Indian who delivers or you want a Ugandan who will not deliver? He has been appointing Ugandans. What have they delivered? Hmm. So sometimes we need to reason, and therefore see people who think Africa can unite. We are in a daydream. We need to wake up and call upon to our ancestors to please may you try to help us and we start producing leaders that are real leaders, people with courage, people with uh, patriotic mindset, people who love their country, who love their sisters and brothers. Maybe I can say Botswana, Zambia, they have tested the democracy. Because actually, for some of us, we don't need this kind of West oriented democracy. No. We want democracy that is homemade, African way, but with actions, with tangible progress, like Gaddafi, the way he had done to his country. Term limits without development is also not a democracy. A commoner or a common person, what you want is service delivery. Yes, you also have hopes that maybe in your home you may produce a minister, you may produce a president, but what if you don't? Having a leader in your family starts with the foundation of having one a good education, which means if the government doesn't give you a good education, you two service delivery so that you can have a child goes to hospital and then goes to school, you know, a very good school, either affordable or cheap. I mean, either affordable or for free. You have a health insurance. When you are sick, you will not get worried about the bills. Then a good roads, cheap like railway transport, you know, availability of jobs. Then that's when you can now start bargaining about having all these term limits, having But as Africans, as a growing nations, we need service delivery other than democracy. Me, I don't care whether Museveni rules for 100 and plus years or his family rules again and again, as long as we get service delivery, period. What I don't agree or why I don't support Museveni is one thing, is poor service delivery for 40 years. Government schools performs poor. Government hospitals performs poor. Bad roads, bad markets for our produce. bad agriculture system. If we have like irrigation, bad poor land policies, we are going to get a problem in the future. Some people have mentality already in their mindset, the few ones, that when they have big chunks of land and they get all the money and they have everything, they may build the kingdom. Kingdoms fall. We have ever seen or we have read about the biggest kingdoms that fall. So I'm giving you just like an example that you have democracy, yes. President every 5 or 10 years, you get a new president, thank you so much, but still no service delivery. Then I rather have a dictator who gives me good roads, good hospitals, good schools, fight corruption, good land policy, no land grabbing. Then, as a common person, a commoner, you, my fellow commoners, especially you who can listen to me, you have to put this in your mind. Every time you are praying either in church, in the mosque, in the shrine, before you pray for God to bring a president that will introduce democracy, before pray for a leader who will introduce service delivery. You don't need, there is no way you are too close to become anyone because you are poor to produce a minister. Now some people will say, no, ministers that are and leaders that are nowadays, before they were poor. This is a different century. We're in different era. So you cannot compare now and then. When Museveni was studying, he studied for free in Entare. I don't know whether he went to Makerere or wherever in Dar es Salaam, but he studied for free in Entare. And by then, it was possible to study for free, which is not possible now. But in Entare of now, if Museveni goes back to P7, he is 14 years old. He cannot afford Entare if he is Museveni of then, because now he can afford Sandhurst, he can afford any good college and good university in the world. So it means we're in different era. And you cannot say, because, yeah, some people can break through, but how? How do they break through? When they have got a well, a firm foundation. What is a firm foundation? A good education. How do you get a good education without money? Unless a well-wisher, like a donor, has given a bursary to your child from P1 to university, or maybe from P7, senior 1 to university, or anywhere. That person can break through if he's godly anointed. But how many the percentage we are talking about? We are talking about a percentage of 0.01 out of 100. So when you're a common person, don't, when people are shouting about democracy, no, we shout about service delivery. From today and onwards, I will not shout again about democracy. I will keep reminding my fellow citizens, one, stop tribalism. We want service delivery. What if he's a Rwandi? He's an African. If he's an African, where he's staying is a home. A Ugandan with a Rwandi blood, once he becomes a minister, he will not deliver. Any minister that he was given, let's say he's in transport, will he construct roads in Rwanda or he constructs roads in Uganda? Let's assume he's a minister of health. Will he construct hospitals in Rwanda or he will construct hospitals in Uganda? Because this is his home. Where you are staying is your home. That's why in America you can only not be a president, but you cannot be anything else because they know you may be from different country, but you can deliver service because where you are staying, where you are living is your home. But you can be anything. You can be a mayor like Mamadan. I really pity South Africans. You are not really fair to yourself. You are not really fair to yourself. Oh, now tell me, you see, this world is like a ball. People traveled from Ghana to South Africa, but the other South Africans who are in Ghana, and they are doing well. Both are doing well. Those in Ghana are doing well. Those in South Africa are doing well. Those the South Africans in Uganda are doing well. The Ugandans in South Africa are doing well. Because wherever you feel you get peace, it's home. Without asking, without telling you, without interacting, without getting the information from another one. You cannot meet a Zulu on a ginger road and you tell this person is Zulu unless he's putting on a traditional attire or unless he has introduced you himself or herself to you or unless something otherwise. But we are look at the skin, look, African, and you are chasing your fellow African. You look at someone with a big stomach, a big head, you know, and it's it's ridiculous. I don't know, but South Africans, no, no, this is not the way. Now, imagine that a person you have children, and this child had a mindset maybe is learning about how Africa was colonized, how imperialists came to Africa, how Africa was divided, all this. And he is driving, or he or she is driving the mind, thinking, how can we unite Africa? What do we need to do? What should be done? And he's reading, what can I do to unite this continent? At least we get one president, one currency, one military, one army, one everything. And the father is waking up early in the morning, going to the street to chase fellow Africans. And what the message are you saying to your child? Tell me, which message are you sending to your child who is in primary school, who is in secondary, studying, trying to compose his or her mindset, trying to rethink how can Africa be united again. But you are the same person, you are the same parent on the streets chasing the fellow Africans. So, what are you trying to groom? Is that a human being or you're grooming a leopard? Huh? Really, we need logic in our reasoning capacity. Otherwise, I thank you so much. I'm not so wise, but this is what I think that is right for our continent, that is right for the development, for the betterment of our continent. So, yeah.